Michael Schweitzer. HSBC is out with its Future of Retirement survey. And according to this survey, Americans work on average 5 years longer than our global counterparts. Why is that? Are we just industrious, or we just don't have the money to retire?
It's a great question. The survey, which is our 13th that we've done since 2005, has now covered over 180,000 people in 17 countries. And the results that come out of that are pretty significant. To your point about working 5 years longer, that reflects investors' perception that they need to work longer and they need to save longer in order to retire. Now, in addition to that, working 5 years longer, Americans are saving on average 7 years longer than retirees, sorry. So people have recognized that the cost of retirement and mortality, living longer, is going to require more savings, more investment before they actually step out of the workforce.
And 44% of the people in your survey, the pre-retirees, wish they started earlier. So I guess there's a lot of regret right now.
I think, again, people are reflecting on the fact that time saving is critical to saving the optimal amount for retirement, right? You can't make up the time value of money by saving more money over time. So it's critical, and I think a lot of the conversations with surveys like ours and others that are out there have raised the awareness level where people are much more in tune with the fact that they need to get on with it. The financial crisis really impacted a lot of people, and almost half of the people out there either stopped saving for retirement or severely reduced their retirement. And that has also had kind of a sobering effect on people and how they think about putting funds aside for the future.
About 14% of the people surveyed, the pre-retirees, have not even started. So are they expecting the government to bail them out? Is that their end game plan?
It's an interesting story there because it's 14% in the US. Globally, it's about a quarter of people. So in that context, we're doing a better job than, say, the rest of the world is in planning and saving for retirement. But yes, there's always going to be parts of the population that either are challenged to save for retirement or have not quite put in the necessary disciplines to save for retirement.
All right, there's other fun stuff in there. For example, American men save earlier and more than women. I think men generally start around 29, women 34. So why are men better at the saving game?
I don't know that it's that men are necessarily better at the saving game as much as it might reflect, and again, we didn't dig into this in the survey, but it will reflect the fact that women will step out of the workforce at some point to start a family, to raise a family. They may go into a part-time work mode during that period of time or completely out of the workforce, and that impacts that before they come back in. So there are various factors that play into that. Again, it wasn't investigated specifically in our survey.
All right, and 22% of the pre-retirees, they never saw an advisor to help get them on the path towards retirement. Why not? What's going on there? That's a pretty high number.
It's a high number, and what's even more interesting is 5% of the people are taking their financial advice from their healthcare provider. So, you know, when you look at it, I look at it kind of like people are nervous about really sitting down and understanding just what the reality is. And in fact, the reality is never as bad as the perception of it. And so what we implore people to do is to take stock early, right? Understand what your retirement expenses are going to be. That's one of the biggest drivers of understanding how you need to save and invest for the future, is understanding what your expenses will be in retirement. And for most people, they actually underestimate it. So only 17% of working age people think that they'll have outlays for debt in retirement, yet the reality is that 41% of retirees are actually making outlays for retirement. So you've got, or for fixed income, sorry, for debt. So you've got to take stock early on and understand what those expenses are so that you can design a savings and investment plan.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Michael.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching The Street.